Good morning on Tuesday, the 7th of December. My friend John Ortega just told me that yesterday, we didn't mention it, marked the 450th devotion that by the grace of God I've been able to tape, and I trust they've been a blessing to you. I really do. That's what I pray. We don't charge for this. That would be silly. We just want to be a blessing. The more we can bless as a church, or me personally, my wife, more people we can bless, the more God will bless us. That's just a law in life. The more you bless in a sincere way, God says, oh, you're going to bless people with no strings attached? Oh, then I'll bless you. I got your back because you help my people, my sons and daughters. Es verdad, it's true. So we are, by the way, when we get to end of December, as we work through the last chapter of Romans, we'll do some Christmas devotions and we'll study the Bible every day. And then some New Year devotions, verses fitting the new year. And then when January 1 comes, God helping us, we're going to start with 1 John, of the three epistles that precede Jude, which precedes Revelation at the end of the New Testament. So here's our verse for today. Paul has just asked the people in Rome, please pray for me. Join in my struggle, pray for me. Join me by praying for me. And now he gets more specific, verse 31, chapter 15. Pray that I may be kept safe from the unbelievers in Judea, where he's heading with the offerings that he collected for the poor saints. Yes, saints can be poor, muy pobrecitos at times. Pray that I may be kept safe from the unbelievers in Judea, and that the contribution I take to Jerusalem may be favorably received by the Lord's people there. That's odd. What can we learn from that? Pray that I may be kept safe from the unbelievers in Judea. Going to Judea to deliver this money logically was the last thing Paul should be thinking about. Why? Judea, Jerusalem, was the center of Judaism. And the reports had come back around from different countries and cities, from synagogues. You know, this guy, he grew up a Pharisee, was trained as a Pharisee, was persecuting the church, and now he said this Jesus is the Messiah, and appeared to him, and now he's winning people to Christ. They're converting, they're getting baptized, and some of them are Jews like us in the synagogue. This guy has some nerve. He comes right in the synagogue and tells people about the Messiah that he claims was not received properly by the Jews in Judea and Galilee, and especially Jerusalem. So he was, in the post office in Jerusalem, most wanted. Come on. He was in the top 3. Had a picture of him. And they didn't want to just meet him and have lunch. They wanted to kill, muerte. They wanted to kill him. And he prayed. And he asked these disciples in Rome, pray for me that as I go there, I'll be protected from unbelievers. You could call it traveling mercies. He was aware. Notice he's not fearful, but he's not like, no, we don't even have to think about it. He says, pray. There's some nasty people there, nasty dudes who will try to do me in. And in fact, he was protected from them. They didn't kill him. They tried to, but now we remember that he asked the Roman Christians and others to pray for him, that he would not be destroyed by these people who were bent on his annihilation. Then he also says, pray that the gift that I bring, the money, will be received. Now that's odd. Let me read it to you. That's odd. Pray that I'll be protected, kept safe from unbelievers, and that the contributions I take to Jerusalem may be favorably received by the Lord's people there. I mean, he raised the money. They're going to say no? Notice how careful this is. And let's try to get his mind and his thought on this. He not only was in danger from unbelievers in Jerusalem, but he was in danger, in a sense, from the false believers that were in the mother church. There were Judaizers there. What does that mean? There were legalists there. That church suffered from legalism from almost its inception, who were like, what do you mean you don't have to be circumcised? What do you mean you don't have to observe the law of Moses, the ceremonial law, the Feast of Trumpets, the Feast of Trombones and Clarinets, all the feasts? They didn't like Paul and his message that there's no difference between Jew and Greek, that all need to believe in the Lord Jesus Christ to be saved. They didn't like that. And they were in the church. They gave a lot of trouble when the first Gentiles were brought into the church. In Acts 10, when Cornelius, who was an Italian soldier, centurion, when he found Christ through the preaching of Peter, they went ballistic. What do you mean? A bunch of Gentiles are going to meet with us? There's always wheat, there's always tares. So now Paul is praying, pray for me that the gift I bring will be received properly. Why? He had critics everywhere, not only among unbelievers, but among the so-called believers in the church. They never endorsed his ministry. And yet they stayed in the church. Very problematic, but it's always been so. And they could say, how do we know that's all that you collected that? Or, no, you're trying to win us over to this new gospel you preach by bringing a bunch of money. You see, when people are jealous and when people have a bad attitude, it doesn't matter what you do. They're going to complain. So he's saying, I pray that this gift will be received in the spirit that it was taken and being given in. That they'll receive it that way. Look how conscientious he is, how wise, how far-thinking, and how much he depends on prayer. He asked them to pray about that. We wouldn't bat an eyelash. We might take it like, hey, they're lucky I'm bringing it. Like, whatever. I'm bringing this money. I raised it. No, he's saying, I want it to be received. I want peace. I want edification. Oh, Lord, make us men and women who every day bring our needs, bring our challenges, bring our daily schedules to you in prayer. God bless you.